Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Angels Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jeannie Street, and I so appreciate you being here. Love, we are getting closer and closer to the Empath and Sensitive Soul Masterclass on August 20th. Are you ready to transform your life? Ready to awaken and strengthen your sensitive soul and really tune your psychic abilities to the higher frequencies of heaven? Tap into your God-based gift of being sensitive with my proven method that is going to have you radiating love and joy. So I definitely want to see you there. You can check out all of the information on my website at jeanniestreet.com/events. So now, as we step into this week's podcast, my Summer Yumminess Series, where I'm supporting your soul's growth with yummy nuggets of love from inside my newest book, Believe Angels Don't Lie, A Heavenly View for God's Plan for Your Well-Being. So this week we are stepping in with another gift of Chapter 3, Divine Christ Energy. Inside this chapter, we'll explore fear, healing, and how some souls are born as actual healers, but we're all healers. And through this journey, when we tap into this, we can shine our light outward for others. But first, we're going to fill our own selves up. I'll share with you the knowledge of our energy centers, Christ points, chakras, and how we can tap into divine healing energy through these points. I'm including a really beautiful meditation connecting to your root chakra with some journal prompts for you. I hope you enjoy this episode and getting to know the Archangels as well. Enjoy the episode. I'll see you after.
When she smiles at you, she'll say, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, no, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, 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 no.
Chapter 3, Divine Christ Energy. Fear and Healing. For some souls born as healers, their journey in this life is to shine their light outward and connect to their Christ points, to the path of healing. Many of them will often deny this energy out of fear and shame, which is the work of evil against the holy truth. This keeps the healer hidden by self-doubt, worry, denial, and judgment, which can lead them to closing connection to the divine energy. Evil will work hard to maintain detachment from God, religion, or source, and will wield its power to keep the healer from standing in their rightful path. Fear can also become the starting point for addictions to take hold. Many healers are led to a deeper hiding place where self-loathing actions such as addictions are the pathways for numbing what we don't fully understand about our unique gift. This can end up leading to a separation from our soul self. Healers, empaths, and sensitive souls are here to share the love of God with others. But many instead end up consumed by grief, guilt, shame, blame, and all that fear does to make them hide or play small. That way, they aren't able to shine or share divine love. My client turned friend, Norma, is an example of a healer who was plagued by fear and did not understand her calling as a healer. The first time I channeled Jesus without reservation or fear was during a session with Norma. Norma had been coming for healing sessions regularly over a span of 2 years. She was struggling with her abilities as an empath and was receiving relentless, confusing energy. She was also dealing with the aftermath of a painful divorce and suffering PTSD from her personal experience with the Sandy Hook shootings. Norma's daughter had been in the afternoon kindergarten class at Sandy Hook Elementary. Fortunately, she was not in attendance during the time the shootings took place, but the experience still altered their lives profoundly because it was just so close to home. Not only did Norma not know how to heal the endless guilt and despair she felt, she was also unable to shut off the energy she was constantly feeling or downloading, as she put it. Her fears were magnified by the energy she picked up in her field of work as a psychiatric nurse. Norma entered my healing room with a dark energy lurking around her. As we began the session, I called on the angels, asking for God's love and protection to surround us both. I typically begin my healing sessions at the feet. This allows me to immediately connect with my client's energy and see their vibrational state. Upon grasping Norma's feet, I was shown the lull in her energy as my body swayed to the left. This is how I am shown that a person is stuck in a logical, overthinking mind. I also felt a depletion that spoke of suicidal thoughts. As my body swayed in her energy, the air shifted in the room. I called on Jesus to help me. In an instant, I began speaking, but not of my own accord. The words were not mine. I heard myself saying words of love, compassion, and truth about how Norma was worthy beyond her limited self-belief, and how this limiting belief only acted as a shield to block love. I recognized that Jesus was speaking through me. Jesus spoke of matters beyond the current moment and how Norma could open her thought system in a new and different energetic way in order to revitalize her soul's essence. The room was transformed before my earthly eyes to a heavenly healing sanctuary. Illuminated celestial beings glided effortlessly in a rhythmic, harmonious pattern as time stood still. The angelic beings began placing what appeared to be rays of color shaped in unfamiliar symbols into Norma's heart center. As the session progressed, I felt my being and the room return to normal. I looked at Norma as she spoke. "Did you hear Jesus speaking through you?" She too had recognized the voice as that of Jesus. I felt that I was both a witness and a participant in what had just taken place. Neither of us had ever experienced such a holy moment. After receiving a profound healing from this divinely channeled message, Norma was able to move out of the stagnant way of living that had consumed her in the wake of the shooting, but only for a short time. It came through to me from a shamanic healer that Norma was seeking answers and guidance from other sources as well. The angel showed me that Norma was not yet ready to merge with the profound changes that were needed to align with her soul self path. Fear was burdening her day and night. We texted several times before she came to see me for another healing session. Again, desperate to relieve the intense energy she was witnessing both within her body and visually. Upon seeing her again, I was immediately concerned. I felt she was in danger of losing her sense of self. I turned my concerns over to Jesus, asking for assistance so I could be a clear vessel for truth and guidance for Norma. As she lay on the table with tears streaming down her face, talking of extraterrestrial beings and lights that kept her awake and nagged her for days at a time, the compassion and love from inside my being burst from my heart to hers. Led by the divine, I calmly laid my hands upon her feet to connect and slowly moved to the crown of her head. I pleaded with Jesus to help her, and then, just like before, I felt Jesus in the room, this time not talking through me, rather talking to me as he stood next to Norma and ever so gently gestured to her head. Jesus said that she had a mass, a tumor, causing the lights and bursts of unsteady energy. He said a CAT scan was needed, but surgery or radiation were not. As he slowly faded into the veil and the room returned to its natural state, I gently shared with Norma the messages I had received. She too had felt Jesus' presence. I described what I'd seen and about the nature of the mass and explained that the angels had assured me it could be healed with medicinal mushrooms and a shift in diet. Norma left and went directly to the hospital for a CAT scan. The ER doctor confirmed the divine message. Norma had a tumor and a pineal gland cyst. Of course, the medical world is not always tuned in to divine healing, and it's certainly not commonly understood yet that each person can heal their own mind, body, and soul. Norma still struggles between fear, the earthly world of chaos, and the need for knowledge, and her innate trust in love and divine truth. She gets annual brain scans to watch for new growth or changes in the tumor. Her healing journey has not been an easy one, but she continues on raising her daughter as a single mom and working full-time. The tumor remains stable. Her daughter is now a beautiful, happy preteen, and my friend Norma is a beautiful soul whose shining light glows brightly beyond the material world. Norma recently shared her healing story with my audience of Angels Don't Lie show. You can listen at geniestreet.com/Jesus/speaks. Healing requires full faith, but this faith is not easily utilized when fear has a hold over one's thoughts. The power we have over fear is exercised by our decision to choose love. By aligning with the divine and connecting to love and compassion moment by moment, our thoughts will shift from fear to love. Learning to recognize fear and live in our soul alignment are achievable by following the 12 goddess principles. Living in soul alignment is a course of action that we can choose in each moment. It helps us to release fear's grip and allow truth, love, and light to become our everyday joy. Christ points and chakras. I spoke of the Christ points earlier. These are a known phenomenon. Most people have experienced a warm surge of energy in the palms of their hands at some point. This is the best way that I can describe the sensation of having the Christ points open and flowing with divine energy. Our palms and the soles of our feet often start to tingle slightly, and then we feel warm, vibrating energy flowing outward. Though what I am describing is not about religion, there is a simplistic truth that we should address, and that is our belief and relationship with God and Jesus. As we know, Jesus is the Son of God. He spent his life teaching, guiding, and helping those in need, and he also performed miraculous healings. If we are able to accept these divine truths and surrender our will to God's love, we can connect to his healing energy. Working with our Christ points is similar to working with our chakra energy centers. We open these centers by inviting the divine in through prayer, intent, and angelic guidance. Then the energy will open, balance, and flow through us. These points in the feet connect us to our life and time in the physical world. The soul self is an infinite energy source that can connect through the veil. As humans, we are both here in the physical world and in the spiritual world through our soul connection. Most people are separate from their soul self. They move through life unaware of their soul's purpose, confused and undirected. This separation occurs for various reasons within our soul's life. We can connect to our soul self by starting with the Christ points located in the soles of our feet. Doing so allows us to stand confidently in any moment. By opening our Christ points, we are agreeing to connect with our goddess truth with faith, confidence, and self-love. There is nothing more beautiful and profound than seeing another standing in alignment with their soul self. Let me break it down a bit further. There are 7 main chakra points in the body. The first, the root chakra, is located between the hips at the base of our spine. The root chakra governs our lower organs, including our lower extremities, and associated with beginning of life. When we have experienced childhood trauma or the early onset of anger, we will be disconnected from our true feelings, and this will show up in the root chakra. When open and balanced, this chakra will transform our pain from fear to love and lead us to forgiveness and compassion. When we take it a step further and open the Christ points in our soles of our feet, we can heal the pains and burdens on a deeper level. Opening our Christ points illuminates what no longer serves us, as we are fully supported by standing firmly with God, knowing our soul's value and claiming our place here on earth. There is one main fact I want you to always remember. You are meant to be here. Aligning our mind, body, and soul so we can work with Jesus and this mystical divine healing energy can absolutely transform our lives in miraculous ways. To help with this, I offer you the following exercise to help you open your root chakra and Christ points in your feet. Exercise. This meditation and journal exercise will help you connect with your lower root chakra. Connecting to your root chakra. Remove your shoes so your feet are bare. Then say the following prayer of intention. Dear God, shower me with your divine light and love as I connect my body, mind, and soul with you. I ask for my angelic assistance to connect my chakra points to divine love. Close your eyes. Plant your feet firmly on the ground as you slowly inhale and exhale deeply several times. Allow your body to relax and let go of any tension in your neck, shoulders, and arms as you inhale. Then, as you exhale, slowly bring your attention first to your crown, then to your third eye chakra. With your intention and awareness, invite these chakras to open and merge with divine energy. Notice how your breath merges with the divine energy as you inhale and exhale. Then, with an inhale, feel your lungs and belly fill completely, opening your throat and heart chakra points. Exhale completely. With your next inhale, bring your breath to your abdomen, allowing the breath to move into your solar plexus and sacral chakra. As you continue breathing even deeper, let your breath descend into your hip area, connecting to your root chakra. Now bring your awareness to your legs and allow the energy to move past any blocks that may be there. Notice your feet as you inhale, bringing your breath all the way down to the soles. Feel your feet connect to your breath. Feel the sensation of the divine energy expanding in your body. Nancy Druitt. Become a detective of how, what, and why your senses are being activated. This will help you distinguish how spirit is guiding you. Sit here with your feet connected to your place on earth and be still as long as you need. Journal prompts. After completing this exercise, use the following prompts to write about your experience in your journal. Describe the divine energy you feel. Describe any sensations associated with each of your chakra points. What did you notice when you brought your breath into your root chakra? How do you feel now? Return to this meditation anytime you feel disconnected from your light. The role of faith. Faith is the pathway to restoring the separation from the source of who we are to our authentic soul self. Faith restores the imbalance of fearful energy to the rightful, loving, divine truth. It is a great way to turn off Shimigo's constant fear tactics. Janie's story illustrates the role faith plays in healing. She came for a reading one cold February day. I met her by the stairway when she arrived for her session. I was immediately overcome with the heaviness of her grief. The angel showed me that Janie was in a delicate state by impressing an eggshell in my mind. I immediately knew that this was a sign to move slowly and keep my voice low. I escorted Janie into my office, where I offered her tea or water. Water, she said in a curt, low tone. I excused myself to go get a fresh water bottle. During my absence, the angels again impressed the importance of being gentle and even toned with Janie. I returned to the office, and I can feel her anxiety and pain. The energy surrounding her was motionless, muddy-colored wave. I began the session, as I always do, with an explanation of how I do my readings and how I sometimes use my journal to write down the impressions Spirit is sending me. I also interpret the signs, symbols, feelings, and emotions with my body as I relay and connect the messages to my clients. I let Janie know that she could ask questions at any time. I began to describe the first impression Spirit offered. The word mother came through, along with a feeling of desperation. I relayed this message, and in a snappy voice, Janie replied, "My mother is not dead." As I continued, Spirit kept repeating the message, "Mother." In the same tone, I told this to Janie, explaining that it was perhaps something about her relationship with her mom. Janie cut me off by saying, "I am not here to talk about my mother." I could feel the tension rising, and Janie's body stiffen. I pleaded with Spirit to throw me a bone with something more so I could help this poor grieving woman, who was obviously in a great deal of pain. But Spirit only repeated, "Mother." So once again, I explained that I was being guided to ask or talk about the idea of mothers, either her as a mother or her own mother. Janie shook her head again, saying, "That is not why I came here," this time with tears in her eyes. I spoke calmly as Spirit moved through me to explain that the impressions I get are the pathways inviting the divine flow to open, and that when we are blocking the energy with our fear or grief, we can miss the message's meaning. I told Janie that although I had never experienced this type of reading where I was unable to deliver what Spirit was guiding me to give my client, I would not charge her or waste her time if she was not happy. As I spoke these words, I was even more confident in the message Spirit was giving me. I knew that this session was too painful and too soon after a great loss for Janie to sit through. She looked up at me with eyes of sorrow, eyes that spoke of pain and despair, as she reached for her purse and repeated the words, "You won't charge me?" I repeated that I would not, speaking with assurance that I trust what I am shown, and if it wasn't meant to be me, Spirit would bring forward another soul to deliver the message to Janie. Janie quickly picked up her belongings and headed for the stairs. I wished her well. As she left the studio without looking back, I could hear her sobbing. My heart ached for her. I returned to my office to sit in a prayer meditation and ask the angels to surround Janie with love and gentle guidance. 2 weeks later, I received a phone call. I did not recognize her voice at first. She sounded like a completely different person. Janie explained, "I just had to call you to tell you that I know what you were trying to tell me now. I had lost my son and wanted to only hear from him that day. Later, when I got home from your studio, the mother of his fiancée phoned me. She told me that her daughter had just passed away. I was not ready to hear the words you were speaking. I had no idea at the time that it was my son and future daughter-in-law trying to talk to me." Janie told me she had booked a reading with another medium just after seeing me. This medium delivered the same message, but this time she was open to receive. Janie wanted to apologize for how she left that day. She was so distraught over her son's passing, she was not able to hear that he was coming through, calling to her from heaven, "Mother." I was happy to be able to extend my gratitude to Janie and to explain that I have learned to always trust the messages I get, and that I know what I know simply because angels don't lie. Janie returned a year later for a reading. This time she was fully open to hearing and receiving the loving messages that awaited her. "The lowly he sets on high, and those who mourn are lifted to safety." Job 5:11 NIV. The Archangels. Now, my friend, I will share with you my personal connection with the Archangels and how they have revealed themselves to me. At the end of this section, I will guide you through a connection meditation so you can better get to know the Archangels and begin your own personal relationship with them. Keep in mind that Shmigo will do his job of inducing fear and limiting thoughts where we have the slightest of doubts. To combat Shmigo's relentless fear tones, we must stay connected with God in love and faith. Try saying the following prayer before reading this section and see if you notice Shmigo sneaking in. Prayer of Protection. Dear God, please surround me with your white light of love and protection, protecting me from fear's limiting energy, and gently guide me through the following passages so that I may experience your glory through knowing the Archangels. Amen. Archangels, I have come to know, are dutiful when called upon and emit the purest godlike energy. Just as there is a hierarchy of celestial beings to call upon, there are specific reasons that justify assistance from the Archangels. There is free will to remember, of course, and there is always the will of God to keep in mind. As the Lord prayer goes, "Thy will be done." Similar to all angels, archangels can appear as a communion of energy, not necessarily as a singular being. Archangels are seated closest to God. They are vastly expansive, beyond human mathematical equations, and contain infinite number of beings that make up their celestial energy. Archangels can appear one at a time or as a communion of the same tone and energy, which is why they will appear larger than life. The archangels I share with you here are a few of whom I have connected with personally. The 4 I have chosen to share with you are not the only archangels I work with. I chose these 4 because of my heritage and connection with Christianity. Many religions speak of archangels and their work. And as there are multitudes of different religions, there are also numerous teachings about the many different archangels. Archangel Michael. In Hebrew, Michael's name means the one who is like God. Michael takes form as a warrior, ready to battle the forces of the darkness. His form is large, strong, and powerful. His energy, friendly, kind, forgiving, and relentless in the pursuit of protection and honor. He will shoulder your pain to help lift you out of the trenches of life's misery. Archangel Michael will protect you with the sword of God's love while shielding you from the darkness, allowing divine light to touch you. When we are in need of protection for ourselves or a loved one, we need only to close our eyes, pray to God, and invite Archangel Michael into our lives through a prayer, asking for what we need in our prayer petition with pure intention and love. For example, Dear God, please send Archangel Michael to my side as I am in need of protection and love to guide me through writing this book. Please surround me with your white light of unending love and protect me from fear and its illusions. Amen. When I call on Archangel Michael, I feel his energy as a large man, larger than life, similar to what I imagine a celestial linebacker would be, who is tall and unwavering. Archangel Michael's energy is blue in color and feels kind and soft, like a true friend you have known for your whole life, and who would protect you from any bully. Yet Archangel Michael is also a no-nonsense being and will call us out if we have moved off our soul's path. Amethyst crystals are known to help with connecting to Archangel Michael. Archangel Gabriel. In Hebrew, Gabriel means, God is my strength. This archangel takes form as a loyal messenger, eager to deliver truth with kindness, gentleness, and ease. Archangel Gabriel delivers messages only in accordance with God's will. Archangel Gabriel's loyal yellow tone and loving nature will empower our ability to speak truth from the heart center, also known as the seat of our soul. When we are in need of receiving or delivering truth or a message, we can call on Archangel Gabriel to aid us in softening our tone and aligning with our soul's truth to receive or deliver our message with divine love. For example, Dear God, send Archangel Gabriel to help me deliver the divine truth and messages meant for the highest and best good of all who find their way to this book. Let your will be done with the guidance of Archangel Gabriel. Amen. When I call on Archangel Gabriel, he appears large with both female and male energy in balance, like the yin and the yang of a human. Archangel Gabriel's energy is soft yet electrifying, exuding divine love and truth. Archangel Gabriel will softly deliver even the hardest message we can imagine, and it will be delivered and received with divine holy love. Try using a citrine crystal to aid in the connection to Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Raphael. In Hebrew, Raphael means God heals. This archangel takes the form of trusted intellect. He exudes the knowledge of many subjects and matters dealing with the well-being of the human condition. Tried and true, Archangel Raphael will bear witness to our pain and suffering to better guide us toward love's light and healing. When we are in need of healing, we can call on Archangel Raphael to assist our journey to well-being. For example, Dear God, please send Archangel Raphael to assist me in balancing my physical, mental, and spiritual energy while writing. Help me to be in my highest vibrational energy and well-being as I channel all these loving messages. Amen. When I call on Archangel Raphael, he appears like a tall, strong, all-knowing professor of medicine filled with green energy. Archangel Raphael's energy realigns the false with the divine truth, and his reassurance of love will gently support our healing journey. Emerald or green crystals will aid our connection to Archangel Raphael. Archangel Uriel. In Hebrew, Uriel means God is my light. This archangel takes the form wisdom would if wisdom were a man. Archangel Uriel's bright, vibrant energy forms a shield of reddish light around him. Archangel Uriel carries with him the wisdom, knowledge, and kindness of God's will. Archangel Uriel will help you sort out your fearful lower energy thought system and help you to realign with God's truth. Justice will prevail with Archangel Uriel by your side. Amber is the crystal associated with connecting to Archangel Uriel. When we are in need of a higher wisdom or justice, we can call on Archangel Uriel to swiftly guide us with the all-knowing truth of God's will. For example, Dear God, I ask that you please send your loyal guardian of wisdom and knowledge, Archangel Uriel, to assist me as I write about your kingdom. May I be the vessel and the voice to deliver your divine and holy messages. Amen. When I call on Archangel Uriel, he appears strong and sturdy, like royalty. His armor is God's light, which glistens from his eyes. Archangel Uriel's wisdom exudes from his holy presence. I am immediately comforted by the redirection of the loving wisdom he offers.
Well. I hope that you really loved all of the knowledge and all of the energy that was packed into this amazing chapter. And this was the partial chapter. You can definitely get the full chapter by ordering your copy of Believe Angels Don't Lie on my website or on any major retailers, and available on Audible. Remember, it's time to register for the Empath and Sensitive Soul Masterclass. Time is running out, so I want to see you there. These methods that I'm going to teach you have supported hundreds of people just like you to really tune in to the higher frequencies and then feel more confident in their everyday. It's like living with heaven now. So know that you are loved, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. God bless you, my friend. And you know, I know what I know, because angels don't lie.